welcome to part 4.
Yeah! We're starting off today's vlog with a special guest. I can't get too close because he will definitely headbutt me. But this is Billy. Billy's not happy because he's gonna be in our stomachs tomorrow. I'm gonna be sending him on his way to the good Lord at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are, big on being nice to animals and things like that. So I just want to take a second and really apologize to absolutely no one. I'm kidding. I love animals, but the reality is this is the culture around here, and one way or another, whether it's me or someone else doing it, he's getting unalived. But rest assured, it'll be done humanely, as quickly as possible. He's even getting a last meal, so, as these things go, he's getting a pretty good deal.
ስምህ
ያዕቆብ ነኝ እኔ።
ስንት ዓመትህ ነው?
7 ዓመቴ ነው።
አባትህ ማን ነው?
አባቴ ጸጋዬ ነው።
ጸጋዬ. That means my cousin.
That's my cousin too.
No, that's your dad.
No, that's my cousin.
Your dad is my cousin.
No, he's
Yes.
my cousin.
What does that mean? If he's your cousin,
He's my cousin.
if he's your cousin, how can he be your dad?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
So today is Wednesday, 3 days since the last clip you guys saw, which was on Sunday. Billy the goat has since passed on. May his soul rest in peace. But today we're off to Gonder for Timket. For those who don't know, Timket means the baptism in Amharic, and it's celebrating the baptism of Jesus. As you can tell, Ethiopians are very religious, and a lot of holidays always being celebrated, but apparently Gonder is a place to celebrate Timket, so we'll see what they have there for us. Daily meeting content.
So we've reached Fasilides' Gimb or castle. This was a former residence of his, and he was a king of Gonder a long time ago. And now it's been repurposed to house the Ark of the Covenant that leaves the church symbolically on certain holidays, including today Timket or tomorrow Timket. And the way it works now is tomorrow morning, they take his former swimming pool, fill it with water, and then bless the water, and then throw it on the people, that are around here to symbolize the baptism of Jesus. So you can see the water flooding in from there. And by tomorrow, it's all going to be full.
So we've reached one of the main castles. I think I misspoke in one of the earlier videos, the place where the water was like the swimming pool. I believe I called it a residence of his or something to that effect, but I was translating it directly from Amharic. People were calling it Yafasil Manoria Bit, which literally means the place that he lives. But in reality, it's kind of more of a bathhouse and an area where he keeps his horses, and he swims in that swimming pool. But now we're at one of the main castles where he actually used to live and stay, and so you guys will see a couple of scenes from that. What we're looking at here is where Fasil used to keep his pet lions, which is just incredibly badass. So this is where they used to mix all the paste that they used to glue the stones together. And a lot of it apparently is made up of minerals. So they'd use like ashes, eggshells, eggs themselves to get all the calcium, potassium, things like that to make the stone, last longer. So all this that you're seeing here is kind of just a random mix of a bunch of minerals, like I said, and then at the very end they take a paste of eggshells, mixed in with other things to make it liquidy, and they used to paint it all over the stones to make it shiny, I guess just mainly for aesthetic purposes and to reinforce it. And what we're looking at here is Iyasu's sauna, or like bath area. Iyasu, I believe, was Fasil's child. And he used to use this as his personal sauna. So we've made it back to Fasil's bathhouse. As you can see, the prayer and all the ceremonies, finished. People are just having a field day.
በጎንደር የደብረ ብርሃን
I believe I recorded this in the Bahardar monasteries or the Garams, but I didn't get too specific into it. Those little white bulbs you see at the top are real ostrich eggs, and the symbolism behind it is that the idea is that the Holy Spirit watches the people, and ostriches in real life are very protective and they're aggressive about their eggs and their children. So it's supposed to be kind of symbolic of how the Holy Spirit protects the people within the church, but also just in general. Today is Friday, so it's now been 2 days since we've been to Gonder. I feel bad because I haven't been recording commentary in between all my clips. So to give a basic rundown, the first day we kept it kind of simple, and I really enjoyed seeing kind of the calm before the storm, if you can believe that that was the calm. I thought that would be close to as busy as it would get on the first day, but yesterday was hectic. In total, we actually walked about 10 miles, and we saw a lot, as you guys will see in the clips, or will have seen in the clips by now. So far, I'm liking Gonder a lot. The people are very high energy, they're kind, a lot of excitement in the air, and especially the things that I saw on the religion side, you know, the tablet leaving, the Timket, like the tablet leaving, the Timket pool. All that was very intriguing. I'm very into history and learning about Ethiopian history, so I feel like I've gained a lot of information in the short time that I've been here. But today we're off to a church on a mountain. I honestly am forgetting the name. Something Mariam, but I guess we'll see when we get there. And another thing I forgot to mention actually is that there are a lot of churches here that have tablets leave. So they have Arks of the Covenants leave during holidays. I think my dad said like 37 to like 40 churches or something. And it might not be all the churches that have that, the Ark of the Covenant leave them. But it's enough for road closures to be absolutely insane when it does happen. I'm not even sure if I talked about it the first day, but it literally took us 3 hours to get from the airport to our hotel, which is usually about maybe a 15-20 minute drive. So that should give you an idea of how hectic it was. But yeah, overall having a good time here. You know, learned a lot, seen a lot, pretty similar to the other cities. But so I'm getting a bit of insight into, you know, where she was born. But yeah, now we're just waiting for our ride to come and we're off to the church. And some of you might have already seen my Instagram post, but I've already been indoctrinated. I'm full on Ethiopian now. So these are the bones of Nigist Mentwab. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And this church was built during her era. My dad's saying the 1700s. And her bones, I believe Haile Selassie is the one that had her bones dug up and put into this coffin and then set here. And the bones of her children, or of her child, is also there. I believe his name was Iyasu. And he resides here in the church. Iyuas, there you go. And the reason Haile Selassie dug her body up and her child's body up and put it here is because the church that they were buried at was being renovated. So, you know, for them to have a place to be, like a permanent holding place, because the church was being renovated, he had them dug up and then brought here. Those are goat horns that are stuck into the wall to be used as kind of like closet hooks to hang, you know, whatever is necessary, like tapestries and things like that. We're now back in Addis. Today is Sunday. Sunday. Overall, Gonder was very, very nice. I love the scenery. It's a very green country, a lot of farmland, a lot of trees. As always, the food was great. Like I said, the scenery was nice, and the people were also very nice and welcoming. Those little blue, I guess like motorcycle kind of things you see with like a carriage on them, they're called bajajes. And sometimes they can be a little bit sketchy, so you don't really just want to get into random ones. So on the first day that we were there, when we were trying to get back, it got late. So we were a little concerned about getting into a random bajaj. We asked some of the police where they thought that we should go to get one, or what would be the best like process to get one. And two of them went out of their way to help us find one. They took us all the way outside of the compound, stood with us, and they called a bunch of bajajes that they knew personally to make sure that we got home safe. The man that came for us, I thought it was just gonna be like a one-time thing, but we ended up calling him for the whole trip. He gave us his number at the end, and we would call him whenever we were ready to get out and ready to come back in the evening. He was a very humble guy, very knowledgeable about history. Him and my dad talked a lot. I talked to him a bit, learned a bit about the country in general, but also the region specifically of Gonder, the Orthodox Christian faith, all types of things. And I think that was kind of a common theme with all the people that I met. They all seemed they're genuine, hardworking, kind, helpful, and things like that. So I definitely enjoyed Gonder a lot, especially because I got to go there on such a special day for Timket. And the history is really great. Foxhill's Castle, we met a historian. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but we met a historian that I guess works on Gondari/Ethiopian history. And he was telling us a lot about how the politics used to work back then, and how power used to shift and things like that. So I learned a good amount of information. So I'm definitely glad about that. I also learned a lot about the castles themselves, how they were built, like I was talking about before, how the brick and mortar was made and things like that, and the reasons why they were placed where they were. So overall, great experience. I only have a few days left in Addis. I leave on Tuesday night at like 10. So I'll have today, tomorrow, and then the majority of Tuesday. So today we're gonna go, I forgot the name of the place, but I really wanna get a traditional Ethiopian dagger or a shield as a souvenir, because I haven't really bought myself anything, I guess, except the dula, like the stick. I don't know if you guys have seen me holding it. And I feel like those two things are representative of like the country's strength, the country's history, their story. And so I think that, they'd be kind of just nice things to bring back and have on my wall. I messed up and I didn't record. Totally my bad. I was more absorbed into finding the right thing for the right price. Nothing particularly interesting happened. We just kind of walked around a few shops and looked around. I think the most interesting thing that happened would be my dad negotiating down the price from $950 to I think $600. He said $950 and I was just ready to pay. $950. I was ready to spend $1,300, $1,400. But my dad gave him a hard time and I just kept silent. We walked away from him actually, and then came back, and then eventually talked him down to $600. So mission accomplished though. It took a while, but I finally got one. So this is a knife that's usually used in the Afar region of Ethiopia. So that would be to the northeast, all the way at the top near Tigray. And it's traditionally used by the Afar people, and they call it a jile, but in Amharic we call it a chibe, I believe, a chibe. And the sheath is made, I believe this one specifically is made out of goat skin. And the knife itself, I don't think we actually know what metal it's made out of, but the curvatures, the kind of the signature look of a jile in the Afar region. And it's usually used by, Afar soldiers, but it's also used by Amhara region special soldiers or the Fano. I'm glad I found one, especially at a good price. I feel like it's just a nice little prop piece that I can put up in the house. And the sheath is kind of cool too. So I was gonna buy one that was basically a machete, so if you picture like this big, but I thought about it, and I thought about TSA, I thought about jail, and just decided not to. But from here, I think I might be able to meet up with Bethel, my cousin Bethel. And if not, I guess I'm going to go to my other cousin's house. So I'm not really sure how exactly the day is going to pan out, but I guess we'll find out. I'm getting lazy towards the end. I forgot to record an outro for last night, but I do have a good reason why I didn't record what we actually did. We went to a place that's unofficially called Goro Hot Springs. And basically the backstory is that there was a Chinese construction company that was constructing, they were drilling, and they hit a hot spring. And so I guess it ruined their plans of whatever they were going to build there. But instead what they did was they installed pipes and helped redirect the water upwards into showers. And now there is a 24/7 hot shower, basically, that's made from, or that stems from water that's coming from the earth that's heated by, I don't want to say a volcano, but, you know, like, I guess you call it magma. I'm not too sure of the exact science behind it. And so obviously I couldn't record it because there's people taking showers. It's like a public bathhouse kind of thing. Some people not wearing clothes, some people wearing clothes. But it was actually very relaxing. The water is like damn near boiling hot when you first get in there, but you kind of get used to it. And the force of the water feels pretty good. It's almost like a massage on your muscles. But now we're gonna go to Bethel's house. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna be doing, but I'll try and get some footage and remember this time.
Last supper.
There's not much left to do because I'm gonna be leaving tonight. So we're just gonna grab some food and then hang around until it's time to go. It's time. Flight is at 10:50. We're heading out now. It's about like 7:30 and I'm depressed. I'll do my conclusion once I'm back in America, but it's kind of sad leaving. Had a lot of fun, a lot of memories. Won't forget it. Final meaty content. Bye, buddy. Bye-bye, room. Bye-bye, living room. Bye, dad's room. Bye-bye, Musfin. Lemon. Mastual?
American also no. I can look on it.
Finally back where I started. Today's Monday. So it's been almost a week since I've come back. I've been meaning to edit this vlog and, you know, record my conclusion and all that, but my jet lag has been killing me, so I've been really lazy about it. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, so I'm gonna take care of that all today. So in conclusion, I mean, that was truly a really great trip. I feel like I've always wanted to go to reconnect with my roots, or connect with my roots. You know, the land of my mother, my father, all my loved ones, my family. Just to get an idea, I guess, or a better idea of where I come from, because really the person that I am, I was shaped by largely my mom, my dad, aunts, uncles, all that, and they were shaped by Ethiopia. So I'm really glad I was able to go there and kind of learn how the people are, learn how the culture is, especially the faith, learning about the pillars of the faith and the history and all these things. I also really hope that I kind of got the message across that Ethiopia isn't just, you know, the stereotypical what you might hear about Africa, like, oh, it's just dusty, poor, blah, blah, blah. Every country really has its own problems. You know, obviously nowhere you go is going to be perfect, and Ethiopia is not any different. But if you look past all these problems, which is not to say that they shouldn't be solved, obviously, you really get a feel for what the country's about, what the people are about, what the culture's about. And that's where the real value lies. And I would encourage all, people my age, maybe older, or people that just don't really have too much of an idea about Ethiopia, that have even a slight interest, hopefully that you guys that you go out and just seek information yourself, or if, best case scenario, go there yourself for a little bit, and just kind of experience and kind of put behind you your preconceptions or what you already thought of the country, and just be open to learn. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. It seems like this is getting a lot more views than I thought it would. So I'm hoping that the message really got across. And I really hope that in the future I can, keep going back, keep learning more, and then hopefully keep passing along the message more, maybe with more vlogs, who knows. But until then, like I said, thank you for watching. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.